video game, but they saying welcome to the second level. Second level gaming. Second level.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the second episode of the official Level 2 podcast.
Mm-hmm.
My name is Keegan, hanging out with my buddy Tom.
Hi, guys.
How's it going, Tom?
I'm good, man. It's as you know, now we are closer to being on time with our podcasting schedule.
Yeah.
Which means we
Are
just
recording this the week before it actually goes up.
Yeah. Which means we just got to experience the launch. Launch. So I'm feeling pretty good about it.
That was crazy. We launched on Halloween.
Yeah.
Did you do anything? I saw on Instagram your wife posted pictures of your dog.
So we were. I wanted to. Like, now that I'm in America, I feel like I almost don't take advantage of American Halloweens as much as I should.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, I had a really heavy weekend. I had a lot going on work-wise, and I was exhausted. So I did not. My wife decided to make her face like one of those pop art kind of cartoon ladies. Mm-hmm. And she put a tiny witch's hat on my head, put our dogs in skeleton costumes, and sent us outside onto the porch.
So she said you're doing Halloween.
We are, yeah, I was dragged out. I was in my pajamas. I was not wearing anything costumey. And we just handed out candy to kids, and the dogs barked at everything.
Yeah.
It's great.
So, as we normally do on the podcast, we start off with kind of what we're playing, what we're watching, that kind of stuff. So, is there anything you've been digging into recently? I said recently twice.
So I just started. I just finished a show and I started a new one. I finished a show called Glitch.
Never heard of
it. Nor had I. It's on Netflix. You may have seen it. It's an Australian show.
So Netflix has added a lot of Australians and British shows recently. Have you noticed that?
Which is great because they're very good. But
I mean, I watch a lot of British shows now because of it.
I don't know. Like the comedy, I think is always great from those two countries. But I think that it's not often you get a really decent like primetime style HBO style show out of those countries. And this one is it's based on something that a lot of comic books have been mirroring lately. But basically it's the idea of people coming back from the dead as if nothing has gone wrong. Mm-hmm. So it's set in Australia, and you have this guy who's a cop, and he gets called to the graveyard where 6 bodies have risen from the grave, and one of them is his wife. And then basically they're kind of disorientated, trying to figure out where they are. He takes them to the doctors, and then so the journey begins as to why are these people
You're in some weird shit. That's all I'm going to say.
It's great.
You watch some weird shows.
Because it's Australian, it's really funny too.
That's true.
Yeah, and then
gaming-wise.
So we just finished that.
Oh.
I've got one more.
Sorry.
Because this one I just started last night, and I'm excited about it.
Oh.
It was really great. The Night Of. Have you ever heard of that one?
No.
So,
what's it on?
HBO.
HBO.
But it's basically this sort of this young Indian kid who steals his dad's cab to go to this party, and he ends up in the car.
Hold on? Did you say cab to go to the party?
Yeah.
Can we talk about how racist that is?
Hey, I didn't make the show.
I'm just saying.
His dad drove a cab. He stole the cab. It is what it is.
Yes.
So he goes to the party. They think he can't figure out how to turn off the light that says cab off. So people keep getting in his car. And one is this pretty girl. She drugs him up, has sex with him, and then he wakes up the next morning and she's been stabbed to death. And then he gets arrested. So it's basically this kind of murder mystery.
It's a children's show.
Yeah, it's a kid show.
It's a kid show.
It's a kid show. But no, it's one of those crime type things. Me and my wife really enjoy crime things where you have to kind of like, there's like courtroom scenes and things like that. So yeah, I know I'm going along with this one, but those are 2 really good shows, and I recommend them.
Gaming wise,
I'm still playing XCOM 2, which I was playing the last time we did this podcast, which was a while ago. Love that game, and of course,
PSVR.
PSVR is a thing.
You said when I got here, Carnival Games came out 2 days ago?
Not very long ago, 28th, I think. Yeah.
So you were playing that.
I played a bit of Carnival Games this morning. In general, I've been playing as much PSVR as I can.
Any motion sickness?
A tiny bit of dizziness.
Because I threw up for the first time playing VR the other day.
I did. I haven't done that yet.
It's not fun.
I haven't blown chunks
You
yet.
literally so for those of you who have not played VR, there's a moment where it's like, I'm good, and I'm not good. Like, there's not like a build up to it. It's like a switch goes off, and like I need to get out of this headset now.
I did have a weird experience this morning with I was playing the Video, the VR IDEO show thing, and I'd actually figured out how to put, and I might make a tutorial of this for you guys, but I figured out how to put your own downloaded content from like YouTube or what have you, 360 VR videos into Video, so that you can watch what you want instead of the same weird dance lady videos that are all up on there. So I was was watching a Run the Jewels concert in 360 for a while, and
which you just posted again on Facebook. They announced a tour, and they're not coming to St. Louis.
My wife has said she will drive though, so
okay.
Maybe we get to go see him.
KC in Chicago,
but it Chicago or Kansas.
Yeah.
But it glitched on the way in. Like everything went like this weird thing, and for a second my head just broke. Like it was just like, what is happening right now? Oh my god! And then kind of when it resurrected itself, it was just.
Well, that's how I was when I was in headset again. I've had a few people over to play VR, and I was in headset one time, and somebody moved had to adjust the camera, and it's just like I know it's happening, so it's not.
Your brain just has.
But your brain's like what is this?
What just this isn't reality.
But yeah, I blew chunks on PSVR playing Windlance, which is not the game's fault. It's partially my fault because when you
turned off all the safety.
Yeah, when you start off the game, it goes through like 6 or 7 pages of and literally 6 or 7 pages of hey, turn this off if you get motion sick, and I was like, I have not gotten sick at all during the games. There's a few I'll probably keep off, but I did turn some back on. I have no issues since.
That was your first mistake.
But oh my god, in that game, we'll probably do a video on it at some point. But in that game, essentially, you're grapple hooking. Yeah. And I grapple hooked, and you can swing. So I grapple hooked, swung, and then I got stuck in a tree. So it was like the glitch in a game, but on your head. So I was going in and out. I was like, nope.
Yeah, I got sick. So again, it wasn't that pretty fast.
It wasn't the game's fault necessarily. I just turned everything off. So
well, that's awesome. I'm glad that you had a good time with that game. I haven't played it yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But no, the most I've had is a little bit of dizziness after playing the demo to Drive Club VR.
Drive Club is probably, of all the ones, I think it was GameSpot or somebody said nobody could review it in their office.
I'm
fine with it.
I'm okay with it now, but the first time I had that experience where the car was moving and I was sat still on the sofa, my brain broke a little bit, and for the first lap, I was feeling very nauseous. Yeah. And then sort of the more I played it, the less nauseous I got.
That was the first game I played in VR.
I had so much fun with it that the fun started overriding the nausea.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That's been me lately. What about you?
Cool. So, kind of like you, I just finished the show and started a new one last night. Well, I started the new one last night, finished one a little while ago. Haters Back Off, which I will be doing a review on. So a little peek ahead.
Our Tuesday episodes.
Tuesday episode of Haters Back Off. Basically, it's Miranda Sings, who is a YouTube personality.
She is, and I don't know much about her. Can you tell me about her? Because I don't know what she does. Does she sing?
Basically, yeah. So the kind of the whole premise of what Miranda Sings is her personality is she thinks she's really good at everything, and she's one of those people that's full of herself. Like nobody can do. She can never do any wrong, that kind of thing. So she's a really bad singer, but she thinks she's the greatest. And then her uncle Jim is the one who actually kind of like becomes her manager and pushes her to do it. And I think I showed you the clip, but basically there's a scene where she uploads a video and it starts getting like 5, 10. She goes, I'm internet famous now. I've got to like take care of all these people. And I was just sitting there like, that's kind of true to some extent. Like, oh, people are watching my stuff. Obviously, we don't think we're internet famous, but that's like the disconnect with reality type thing that she has going on that I kind of like.
She instantly assumes that she is the dog's bollocks.
Yes.
Because she got a couple people.
And I don't know if I don't want to give too much away during this because I'm going to do a full review on it, but I'm kind of lukewarm. The show has good moments, but I feel like sometimes the writing felt flat.
And so you're describing the scenario of the movie, but what is her YouTube channel? Like,
just that it's just skits of her singing. It's literally her singing badly or doing challenges now. But she started out as her singing badly.
So I assume there's some kind of soap opera element to it.
To the TV show, yes,
but not to
hers. It's just one-offs of her singing cover songs, whatever it may be. Think of somebody who
Why are there that many people that watch a video of a girl that's bad at singing?
Because it's fun. Because again, it's the way the personality comes across with how she does it. I don't know what it is, the attraction to her. Because again, I don't know if I like it, but I can't stop watching.
I survived Fred of the internet era, so
did I. It's the same concept. Like it's a train wreck, but you can't stop watching. And I Jason from work.
Yeah.
He was watching it down in the break room, and I go to Jason, I go, Haters Back Off. He's like, yeah. I was like, I was at episode 4 at that point. I go, I don't know if I like the show or not, but I can't stop watching. Like a train wreck going on. You want to look away, but you can't.
Okay.
So, like I said, there's some elements that make me excited story-wise. There's some that need a little bit more fleshing out.
But it's interesting because it is the first kind that I know of. I guess
there's a few of them.
I guess you could discount people like Bo Burnham that have like comedy specials because of their YouTube channel.
Yes.
But the first kind of
YouTube
TV
personality
show born of a pure YouTube skit. Maybe?
There's 2 other ones that I know of. One is you probably have never heard of Awesomeness TV.
No.
Gen X Pen was part of that. I used to watch a lot of vloggers. A little fun fact: before gaming took over my life, I watched a lot of vloggers. I was a big Shane Dawson fan growing up. I loved Shane Dawson.
I do remember Shane Dawson.
So that kind of those were that was my watching demographics essentially. And so Austin knows
It's so
TV.
weird to me that's an age difference between me and you, because I could never ever imagine just watching YouTube like the same way that normal people watch.
That's how I watch TV.
No offense, normal people watch TV or Netflix or whatever, because I mean, I grew up during the internet and during its rise to fame, and I remember the early days of YouTube. But it's kind of it's definitely a generational difference that there's people that will just watch that sometimes. That's literally
what I do. Like, it sounds real weird, but if you look at our subscriptions on, because I use the level 2 gaming account, I have YouTube Red, which is fantastic. If you guys don't want ads, it's the best way to do it. Shut up, phone. If you guys don't want ads, it's the best way to do it. Yeah,
Silence.
I know, right?
Silence. Be professionals, goddammit.
Yes. YouTube Red is fantastic. I pay $10 a month. I watch enough YouTube to make it worth it. To me, it's like paying a Netflix subscription. On top of it, I get the Google Music, which is fine. This is not a paid sponsorship by them at any stretch of the imagination. I just
because they don't pay for you.
Yes, I pay for it. But I go home and I'll look up, like, to me, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, Game Grumps are a big one. And it's weird because Game Grumps example is like 10, 15 minutes tops. So it's like a half show. But it's so entertaining for that 15 minutes. It's like watching a TV show, and you get connected to the characters, the people, Danny and Aaron, like you would any other character in a normal show. The thing I like about it, I think, is a lot of it is stupid, and you don't have to think about it. Like, I love dumb shows.
Do you think there's an inkling of, how they say that millennials have like a sort of a ADD of entertainment? Like, they can't really stick with something for long periods of time?
Yes and no. Like, I watched a Jacksepticeye video for an hour and a half.
Right.
So it depends. It's weird because I feel like it's weird connections. You have this connection to somebody through a TV screen or a computer screen that you've never met in your life.
Right.
But at the same time, you're like, I feel like I know this person.
It's kind of trippy to think about.
Yeah, when I met Mr. Ray Honda, I'd only talked to him on Twitter. I've watched his videos a few times. And when I met him at Indie PopCon, it was a weird feeling. Like, we were like, hey, what's up type thing, like just hanging out. But in my head, I'm like, you should be on the computer screen right now. Like, there was a disconnect.
Because you'd seen him before, that's so bizarre.
It was a weird.
That's very bizarre. It's a weird because like. No offense, Mr. Ray Honda. I have watched your shows since, and I have seen them, and they're great. But I didn't know originally who you were until Keegan had introduced me to you. So I can imagine, like, during the interview, I could see the excitement of you, like, talking to this guy.
Oh my God, it's
but
Ray.
to me, I'm like, he looks like a cool dude. I'd hang out with him.
That's like with Ninja Sex Party. Like, right. I went to Indie PopCon I ended up only meeting the Ninja part of Ninja Sex Party, but a lot of people don't understand that.
Right.
But it's, again, you have your things, I have my things. It's just, there's fandoms in different areas. Like, you're an anime fan, I don't get it. It's the same concept as a fandom. I think what people don't get is...
It's because I'm old, is all that it is.
Yeah. Well, it's also kind of like, I look at kind of like NASCAR. If you look at it on the surface, what it is, yes, I'm watching somebody playing a video game. If you look at NASCAR, I'm watching cars go in circles. There's way more to that than what's actually there.
Right.
So,
which is I guess... the weird disconnect is that some people don't do that. Like, some people, their channels are just like them playing a video, it's kind of a little bit weird how that. Do you remember that? I forget her name, but the 80-year-old Skyrim lady.
Oh yeah. The old grandma lady.
But she basically just sits and plays games, and then
but the draw to her is because she's 80 years old,
right? And I think she it's very cute commentary and everything, but I think like. I don't recall her being a personality. It's more so
versus like Jacksepticeye, who's way out there.
You watch Jacksepticeye because you want to see Jacksepticeye react.
I will
to
watch
something.
him play games that I don't know about. Versus, so there's two reasons I watch YouTube gaming stuff. One, because I like the person, or two, because I want to know more about the game. Those are the two reasons I watch YouTube. People have other reasons, but those are my two personally. So that was kind of a tangent of YouTube and kind of haters back off. Like I said, that's when I'm.
It's a good. Remember, this is a podcast.
Yes.
We're allowed to take some time and relax. There's no speed limits.
There'll be a review on that. Again, I didn't want to give away too much, but there will be a review on Tuesday.
I will watch it.
Again, it's real weird. I don't think you'll like it personally, but
I probably won't like the show. But I'll watch it because I want to see if you like the show.
Yeah. The other thing I've started last night was on Netflix. They released Skylanders. So again, cartoons. So do you know the Skylanders video game series?
I'm aware.
So it's like Toys to Life, essentially. If you guys know what it is, it's Toys to Life. And they released a show based around that. So I only watched episode 1. The first, how it starts is little baby Spyro gets hatched out of an egg and gets picked on by this thing, and then he starts breathing fire. In 45 minutes is just going through Spyro's life.
Right.
And then Crash Bandicoot shows up. Like, all these characters that I didn't necessarily grow up because I didn't have PlayStation, but
Do you
I love those.
associate? Are they in Skylanders? Those characters?
Yeah.
That might explain why. Yeah, I never knew that. See, I always thought Skylanders was completely made up. Like it was like just this is Jerry the Monster Man.
Some of them are, but it's a lot of them are Sony franchise or Sony.
Interesting. I know very little about that.
Yeah. So that's why.
That's great.
So during the E3 press conference when they announced Crash and Skylanders, because there was rumor Crash was coming back.
Right.
When they announced Crash and Skylanders, I kind of was like, that's cool, but
It's not
I want
Crash.
the game.
Yeah.
And then they announced the game. I was like, fuck yeah. Thank you. So I've been watching that a little bit. Like I said, I'm only one episode in. Well, I'm still, jury's out on that one to see if it's worth it.
Right.
If I'm going to stick through it to the end. But
So far, so good.
So far, it's caught my attention. And then gaming-wise, I need to get back to the Division. They released the new patch that basically fixed the game.
Fixed it from what?
Bugs.
Okay.
It like if you look
Was
at
it? I haven't played for a while, so is it
if
pretty
you-
bug
So
ridden
this
at
is
this point?
this is the patch they needed to release a month after they launched the game.
Oh.
Like it changed everything in
Big
the game, which so far everything I played a little bit the other day, but I haven't dug deep into it. It's changed most of the issues I've had with it. There's still things here and there. You get stuck on environments. That's going to happen. I get it, but the things of game breaking bugs like glitching into walls, finding invisible walls, that's all gone.
Good.
From what I've heard and what I've seen online. So that makes me excited. And then recently I've been playing a lot of Elder Scrolls again because the Halloween update happened.
Right. Which I have not had. I never got a chance to
So
experience.
last night,
tell me about it.
So last night, prime example, David now has a job. He didn't have a job there for a little while, so
Okay.
now he has to be a big boy. And,
Congratulations, David.
Yes. So now he has to be a big boy and come home, and then he gets off at midnight, and we play from basically midnight to...
He gets off at midnight.
Yeah, he works
playing.
3 to midnight.
Oh,
3 p.m. to
good Lord.
midnight. So last night we got on, and then I started with Brian from work. Brian was playing, and I was like, Brian, you need to make me a staff. Turns out he changed his ward working, which made me real mad because I had a bunch of stuff for him to make. But essentially what the Halloween Witches Festival is what it was called, DLC was, you get this little crow call whistle, you blow it, you go on a quest, you find the witch, you make her brew, like you have to find the ingredients for the brew, and then it turns you into a skeleton. So then every time you kill a world boss, whether it's a delve, a boss, or a dolmen, there's a chance it'll drop a plunder chest, which is then the special Halloween items.
Oh, okay.
So you get 3 things in every plunder chest.
So you have to become a skeleton before you can fight the.
So I made the
world
mistake
bosses.
of not doing that a couple times and I didn't get a chest. But not a big deal that once you get the whistle, like once you do the quest, you just blow the whistle and you can turn into it. It's a 2-hour limit, I think, but you can do it as many times as you want. So it just lasts for 2 hours. And you can turn it off at any time. So like my armor, I got the new armor, it looks really cool, so I turn it off and turn it back on. But it was a lot of fun. They had the big thing they had for me was the motif. I wanted to get I literally got the achievement last night for being able to make every piece of armor and weaponry out of it.
Okay.
I wish they got me like a cool color out of it, but it's just like you get 50 achievement points. Yay! I don't know what the hell that's used for, but whatever.
You achieved 50
Yeah,
times.
I did. And then they also have recipes and stuff, so David doing provisioning's done that. It's a lot of fun. It kind of put a little bit more life into areas we'd already been in, so we're like, let's go kill this boss again, or let's go hang out at this dolmen. Let's go do that instead of... Because on streams, we're going to start streaming Elder Scrolls again, because I love that game still. I know you love that game. It's
I
a
do.
perfect
It's
game
my
for all
favorite of the
us.
games that we stream. And I have not been streaming as much lately. I've been like very busy, but I will be trying to make a more valiant effort, especially since we have sort of dolled up the channel a little
Yes,
bit.
I will too, because we haven't... I mean, it's been a hot second since we've streamed.
Yes, it has been a hot second. We've had many things that have held us back, but we are hopefully going to be getting a little better at that.
So I didn't want to advance because I don't know how much further we can go, because basically what we do on the streams now are going to be dungeon diving.
Right.
So I didn't want to open up too much for that, but we did go back and retrace some of the areas and some of the DLC areas. I now officially own all the DLC. Don't have to pay for ESO Plus.
Cool.
I bought all the DLC because it was on sale.
Well, there's still going to be
weeks
more.
ago. Well, yeah, but what we've got now, I've got all that. So I don't have to worry about that. So
I think the only one I'm missing is the Orcidium one, the very first one.
Yeah.
But I have the rest.
It's whatever. We don't ever go there. So.
Exactly.
But that's basically what I've been up to. I mean, there's not much outside of that I've been doing. I mean, like I said, Division I want to hop back in. PSVR I've been playing a lot of, kind of like you. I've gotten a few.
It's hard not to, isn't it? It's almost like a little bit of a...
The one game that's got me more than any other game, and I can't wait till we release a video on it, has been I keep calling it Skyward Sword, but it's Wayward Sky.
Right.
Love that game. The only major complaint I have with it is the puzzles sometimes seem too tedious. So, like, a prime example is I was doing one the other day where you had to flip these ropes around to line up so you could zip line up to them.
Okay.
And there's a button up here you had to push, then you had a button up here you had to push, and then your platform to leave was back up here. So I had to go up here, back down, up here, and then back where I was. And you can't run in that game, so it's a slow
a lot
movement.
of backtracking.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my only complaint. The puzzles have progressed relatively easily and nicely. Like, they've gotten tougher as I've gone along, but it's not to the point where I'm like,
How long is that game?
I don't know yet. It's a lot longer
Still
than
going.
I thought. Yeah, it's still going. I've been playing it probably now for about 2-3 hours.
Right. I've heard really good things, and I think you would probably enjoy it. Tethered.
Yeah,
Similar
I've
in
looked at getting
nature, I'm
that.
told. Yeah, it's that kind of the 3D platformer. Well, not platformer, but 3D model.
3D, yeah. I don't get what it is about the 3D games that I love. We had this discussion.
we did have a brief discussion on this where I obviously prefer the first person and you prefer the third person.
I think partially it's because I like the God mode, and it's less likely for me to get motion sick when I'm that third person versus moving the head.
I played Bound this morning for a little bit, and that's really weird in VR. I feel like if the camera just moved by itself, I wouldn't be so bothered by it, but having to move the camera is super annoying.
So I reached out to Sony Santa Monica on Twitter about that, and they actually responded to me, and I emailed them about it and said, hey, I love your game. I think this is really cool, but this is the one major complaint I had.
Yeah.
And they reached back out to me and kind of said, we'll take that into account. We'll keep you in mind. We'll let you know if we get an update on it. I was
That's
like,
nice.
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's like, we're real tiny.
I don't assume that there's that many people that are a fan of that either. I think it's probably going to be a popular request.
Yes, I hope so.
Because that was the first thing that I kind of noticed. Just pissed me off having to keep pressing the right stick every 2 seconds.
Or when
it was really cool
when the camera would auto change, it was weird because you'd lose your character.
Right.
That's the other thing is like I wish when it
should be
auto
like a
changes,
double option,
it should auto change to behind your character.
Yeah.
Like you're used to. Because there was times literally I had to look around and like before I start running, like where am I?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that monster.
It's still a very cool experience.
How big was that monster when you first? You're like, oh my God.
pretty daunting. Yeah.
So,
but yeah, always a cool experience. But yeah, I would like that. I would like if they made the camera.
I was very excited to hear back from them because I mean they're a giant studio in Santa Monica, owned by Sony.
Love those guys.
So that's what we've been up to. We started doing the audio podcast, but people wanted it. The downside to it is we can't track where people are listening. So if you are listening to us on iTunes, please leave us a review on the iTunes App Store, or if you're on Google Play, leave a review there. We'd love to hear what you guys think about it. Hopefully 5 stars. Times 2. That's 10. You can't do that.